Hey guys, it's Rodimus Primal. I am back with another video, and today I am going to be reviewing the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy's Siege Megatron. And he still got him in the box here, and you can see all of the different effects that he can do. There's some awesome box art on here, and he is looking really good so far there on the box. But I am going to open him up and get this thing started. So sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Okay, so I got him out of the package and transformed into alt mode, which you can see through the power of mass shifting. He has transformed himself into an Earth-style Walter P-38, which any Decepticon can use. Oh, wait. No, this isn't Siege Megatron. This is Siege Megatron. In his tank mode, all ready to go. Because, of course, he can no longer be an Earth gun, thanks to regulations for toy laws, but he is now a Cybertronian tank, and he looks fantastic in tank mode. The only thing I can complain about, you can kind of see he's a little bit off balance. Maybe it's my copy, maybe it's just something is not tabbed right, that I've been trying to get him to tab correctly so that he lines up and rolls a little bit better. He does roll, but because of the fact that mine is a little off balance, it doesn't quite work the way that it should. You might be able to see some of the battle damage there. It's very mild to see on the dark parts of him, but he still looks good. I'm just not a fan of the battle damage at all. Kind of see it there on his arms. Well, what would be his arms is the tank turret there, and the tank turret does turn. The problem is that because of how he transforms and how everything tabs together, things start to come apart a little bit, and that could be an issue. You can pose him however you want to. It's just kind of difficult to get him to play and stay together properly, just because of how everything tabs together. It's just something that the lining up of all of the different transforming parts becomes a little bit of an issue for his playability in this mode. He does look good though, but he, like I said, he is not the first tank Megatron. But we are going to take a look at some other Megatrons. Since his Earth-style mode initially was a Walther P-38 Special, you can see him there as a Walther P-38 Special, and alongside his Starscream reissue Megatron that I had got and did a review for as well. So I figured I would show these gun modes off. But after G1, the first tank Megatron in my recent memory that I know about is Tank Megatron, which is G2 Megatron that I have here. And you can see how much play wear I have on this toy, but you can see both tank modes look pretty good. I do like the Earth-style tank better for G2. Of course, that rockin' purple camo with him too. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a Galvatron vibe. But I do like this tank version of Megatron. And of course, everybody's favorite tank mode Megatron, which really isn't my favorite, I'd say the G2 is a little bit better, is Armada Megatron, along with his Minicon partner, Leader 1. And you can see how much of a size difference is in comparison to this one. And since, of course, a lot of people are more fans of gun mode Megatron, let's take a look at what Classics Megatron did, and then 10K Megatron. And you can see the difference there, which, of course, 10K's version is a little bit more G1 accurate. But he wouldn't be leader of the Decepticons if he didn't have an army. So let's have him take a look alongside Henkei Starscream and his other tank buddy, which is Flywheels, Skytread. And since he's part of the Siege toy line, here he is alongside Ultra Magnus, Sideswipe, which we'll put him here, and Optimus Prime. And you can see the size difference. They actually scale really well as far as the Siege toy line is concerned. I am very pleased with this, with the lineup of sizes when it comes down to Siege, being that all the toys line up properly, specifically for this line. So getting down to transformation, actually how to transform him is a little bit complicated, but once you figure it out and where everything tabs together, it's not that difficult. One of the first things that I do, at least as far as trying to transform a Transformer, is try to form the legs. So what we do here is untab the legs here so that you can open up this part here. And once that comes out, the whole leg assembly can turn over and then pop out this way and then closes. And now you can turn the leg how you need to get that straight. I'm not turning that correct way, but that's okay. And we open up the heel, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to try and see if I can do this so you can see on camera. See if I can this way. Trying to use my new light to show off detail on the toy while I'm transforming him, so you can see everything that I have going on. The thing is trying to get the lighting to work exactly how you want it to is always going to be a challenge, no matter what you do when it comes down to toy reviews. So I'm doing what I can, and it's working out pretty well. Actually, the legs are supposed to. And the reason why is because the whole waist turns this way. Before you actually turn the waist, what we have to do, untab arms here. And something that's really, really cool with the arm tabbing is the way that this tank turret comes apart. And I'm going to move that to the side so we can see exactly how that works later. We're going to turn the waist now so that he proper place. Then here, untab everything, move things out of the way, and I believe that this whole assembly is supposed to come out this way. Once it's out, you can then turn the tank turret, turn the tank treads in. Then we are going to move the arms out and move the whole piece here. Yes, you have to like turn the piece here. Yes, this has to come down, and we can tab it thing properly. First, there we go. I have to finagle with it because the tabs are in weird places. Ah, there's the tab. Trying to train, not looking directly at it. Way. Bring the fists out. There you have Megatron in tank mode, or in robot mode, and he looks really good. I'm going to now take this apart because to complete Megatron's look, have his gun cannon in there. This piece turns this way into sword. And let's get the sword weapon. And there's Megatron in robot mode. And he looks fantastic. The only thing that I really don't care for is the battle damage. I think they went overboard. It's like they splashed paint on him, which I'm not a big fan of. And articulation, he has got articulation all over the place. A lot of it has to do with the fact that you can, it has to do with the transformation itself, which is not a bad thing. But on top of that, you can move him around quite a bit the way that you need to. You can get him in some really awesome dynamic poses. Having the sword is really cool, which I'm going to show you in a little bit what's so special about the sword. Some people might not like the backpack. The backpack does kind of like weigh him down a little bit, but I think it looks fine for the fact that you can do so many cool things with, you know, the fact that he has pegs, 2 pegs here and 2 pegs here, trying to gear him up with either cog or 6 gun, or when eventually Brunt comes out, to be able to really make him fully armored up. I don't think he needs it because he's Megatron, he's leader of the Decepticons. The biggest complaint that I can say right now is this piece right here. Kind of turns in, and when it's turned, you know, in there, it doesn't really secure. So you can move his head left and right, and it's kind of like stuck. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's got the bucket head design, and they put the ball joint in the back here in a weird spot instead of putting it in the center. So he doesn't have as much articulation in his head or in his neck, but he can turn left and right. He can look up and down a little bit using the base that's actually keeping it in place. But that's probably my only complaint about this Megatron, other than the fact that, of course, that I'm going to take some Prol alcohol with him to make him, you know, a clean-looking Megatron. But now for some comparisons. Okay, so the first toy we want to compare him to is his standard, good old classic G1 self. This is a Takara reissue Megatron. So his he does have the sword, which he comes with, which I was really happy that the Takara reissue Megatron has the sword. That Siege Megatron now has a sword as well, so that compares really, really well with him in comparison. So seeing G1 Megatron standing next to him, this is a worthwhile update. The next Megatron, of course, we're going to compare him to is his G2 self, which I am going to tilt the camera up so you can see. There he is next to his G2 self. G2 Megatron is a towering monster of a toy, which I was always happy with this as an upgrade to Megatron, especially comparing, you know, sizes to the original Megatron to 2. And then we'll compare him to Armada Megatron, since a lot of people who are younger fans are fans of Armada Megatron. I really love good old-fashioned G1 Megatron in comparison to this guy, but I think both of these Megatrons are better than Michael Bay in every single way. even this design, because this design, I mean, I like the fact that this still has, you know, some of that classic, you know, blockiness, you know, both Megatrons seem to have, that Michael Bay just wanted to make it look like garbage. So I like this version of Megatron. Still love G1 better. Still love G1 better. And then Hasbro finally graced us with a gun Megatron, and here he is in robot mode. But you can see that they had to color him in such a way that he would meet toy standards for the time, and he doesn't stand really well. That's because I have him in a weird stance, but you can see him in size comparison that way. And I'm going to try to get this one to stand a little bit better. This is the Henkei version of that same mold, which you can see he's very, very, like, back heavy. And that is a problem with the wings on him, so I'm just going to have him stand. He's very, very shiny. Maybe that's why some people want to paint their Siege Megatron. And of course, what would a Decepticon leader be without his Decepticons? Here is Starscream, Henkei Starscream, and Skytread. And of course, giving Megatron the old, you know, my time will come, Megatron. Only a select few ever lead. So you can have that conversation happening since Megatron towers over Starscream. And one last Megatron that I want to show before I start getting into some other size comparisons. This here is my customized Nucleon, which of course is supposed to be Megatron. I painted him black, and of course I painted the head with Elmer's painter's paint markers purple so that he matches with Galvatron, which I will show the full customized toy of that later, but just so you can see in comparison to another Megatron. And comparison him next to some Autobots, here is Sideswipe, which, you know, he sizes comparatively to the fact that, you know, the Decepticon leader should tower over the Autobots, especially when it comes down to the deluxe size ones. And for the fact that Megatron is a big tank and Sideswipe is an Autobot car. And we're going to bring in Hate Plague Optimus Prime. Ultra Magnus, because Ultra Magnus, you are no Optimus Prime. I had to do that. So here he is actually next to Optimus Prime, and sizes very well next to his Siege counterpart. And the way that Megatron actually stands, he's almost a little bit taller. And I like that because Megatron should be a little bit bigger. Optimus Prime is trying to defeat the Decepticons, and the Decepticons are a huge threat, so they should be a threat. And here he is next to Ultra Magnus, so you can see how he scales next to an fully armored Ultra Magnus. And when you compare Optimus and Ultra Magnus all together, they stand really nicely together. That being said, I am really pleased with this Megatron. I do recommend that you get your hands on this Megatron toy. If you can get your hands on him, definitely pick him up, especially if you are a fan of G1 Megatron. I really, really enjoy this toy completely. I think his articulation is good. I think his tank mode is pretty good as well. I am going to take some the detailing, and I'm going to remove the battle damage now after this review, so I will give you guys an update to that, and I'll also give you guys an update to my customized Galvatron, which you'll see soon enough, and I'll be very, very pleased to show that to you guys. But I know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check out my other videos as well. I've got more Transformers discussion videos coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.